Hello and welcome to Gadget Joe, and today we take a look at another smart power supply. Thermaltake have quickly become a name synonymous with power supplies, and today we have the Smart BX1 650 watt unit in for review. Before we dive into the full specifications of the unit, let's take a look at the unboxing experience, and once again it's classic Thermaltake with black and red colouring with an image of a BX1 in the middle and a few features to the left. On the back, you get more information with a features list, specifications, connector index and efficiency chart. The sides both showcase the 256 colour RGB fan built in. Opening the box, you get a warranty card, user manual, a power lead, a bag of 4 case mounting screws, then the power supply itself wrapped in a bubble wrap bag. The BX1 RGB PSU we have here is a 650 watt unit, and they come in 550, 650 and 750 watt models. The smart in the name actually relates to the RGB fan included with the unit, and we will cover that in more detail shortly. The BX1 is a compact PSU with rounded edges and simple design that carries on with a built-to-perform ideology. With a mesh cut panel showcasing the 120mm fan and a simple Thermaltake logo on the front. The same mesh across the rear with a power switch and RGB switch next to the power port. Information can be found here with the basic specifications and output on a chart, whilst both the sides feature basic branding information. The BX1 isn't a modular supply, but then at this price point it's not to be expected. What is very welcome, however, is the fact that they have done away with those awful spaghetti junction, multicoloured cables and mesh and kept it clean and simple with flat black cables. The effect actually gives it a much more premium feel and aesthetic, and it's a very nice touch. Connectivity wise, you get a 24-pin main power connector, 6x2 PCIe connector, and there are 2 of these for the larger cards or an SLI. An 8-pin ATX 12V CPU connector that can be split into 2 4-pins, floppy disk adapter, 4 Molex peripheral power, and 6 SATA power connectors, meaning there are plenty of options for connectivity for a full system with plenty of lighting, fans or peripherals too. Another interesting feature is the cables are all split into banks of 5 on the 24-pin that can be stacked on top of each other, meaning more space is saved up in your build and also allows for easier curvature. Before we take a look at the lighting modes of a BX1, let's open it up. And to do that, you unscrew these 3 screws on each corner here, and then the final one can be found underneath this warranty sticker. Take note that opening this will void your warranty, but it's highly likely that you would need to open this anyway. Taking the cover off, you are left with a surprisingly tidy internal space. It is important to remember this is considered as a budget-conscious power supply, and you get a very well laid out board with plenty of cooling in the form of these 2 large heat sinks that sit right below the fan too. There are decent components used, nothing too fancy, but that's expected for the price point. Just a well laid out, efficient power supply by Thermaltake built to deliver on its purpose. The main Japanese capacitor quoted on the packaging is indeed very much a Japanese capacitor, and that's very reassuring considering it's a main component in a PSU. These all help the BX1 to remain at a stable 40 degrees with a continuous power output, with low ripple noise on 12, 5 and 3.3 volts all the way up to 100%. Plus a powerful high amperage single 12 volt rail capable of delivering a whopping 576 watts of power. The 650 BX1 is also an 80 plus bond certified unit with up to 88% efficiency. The fan used in the BX1 is an ultra quiet 120mm hydraulic bearing fan with 7 blades and 10 LEDs for a light show. The light is distributed well too across the fan blades thanks to the slightly frosted appearance. Now that we have the PSU back together, we can focus on the lighting modes of the RGB fan, and these can be cycled through by simply clicking the RGB light switch seen here. There are 7 colours from green, blue, yellow, purple, light blue and white, and also 3 modes including pulse, full lighted and RGB cycle. What's more is you can turn it off if you want no lights at all. And that pretty much wraps up our review of the Smart BX1 RGB 650W PSU from Thermaltake, a no-nonsense, good quality, well-performing RGB lighting cost-effective solution that will not only save you money but also look great even in a high-end system, with those impressive lighting display from the RGB fans. Priced at just $59.99 at the time of this review, the Smart BX1 wins itself a very easy Gadget Joe Gold rating of 4 stars. And as always, if you want to get your hands on your own, there is a link in the description below. Drop a like, leave a comment, and hit that ever elusive subscribe button for more like this, and that's it from me, and I'll see you in the next video.